What can I say? It's time for an old school unboxing. When a venerable company like Chris Reeve Knives comes out with a new model of knife, this small Inkosi knife art edition with the carbon fiber scale, and it comes in an all new packaging experience, it merits a video just for its own right. This is definitely a very clean, fresh new take on unboxing a Chris Reeve knife, which is generally regarded as some of the nicest knives in the knife industry. And here you've got beautifully blue embossed and white boxing. Unboxing it's kind of almost like unboxing a smartphone or something. You've got this very handsome knife art exclusive patch, which is Velcro backed. Very high quality patch, great stitching. This is a nice colorway too, kind of like the military theme there. Very handsome, very nice. And then you have this little bifold folder with tons of new Chris Reeve information. And this is a heavily textured little cardboard folder, very high quality. Again, great embossing and printing on the inside. Here on the right hand side, you've got a couple of very handsome little stickers. This is a Chris Reeve sticker and a little Mona Lisa knife art exclusive sticker. And then of course you have the warranty registration information so that you can make sure that your knife is registered with Chris Reeve. And you'll see this is a little outline of Chris Reeve's knife history that goes all the way back to about 1984. Chris Reeve knives definitely one of the stalwarts in the higher end production knife industry. Of course, this is the venerable birth card, maybe most important to knife collectors of Chris Reeve's particular kind, where you can see when exactly your knife was made, and then of course get that assurance, that guarantee that your knife will be taken care of for the life of the knife, which will be a long time since it's a Chris Reeve knife. Now of course this is some information on the new Inkosi model, as well as giving you some general information about care of the knife, very basic stuff. And then of course in the inside of the folder there's some more information on the company. Definitely a lot of detail. Someone spent a lot of time working on the design of this stuff, and it is definitely setting a new standard for the Chris Reeve unboxing experience. Definitely an improvement, I have to say, over the old cardboard boxes where things were just seemingly thrown into the box together. Here you've got a very handsomely wrapped small Inkosi. We'll get to that in just a second. Notice here you've got your blue Loctite fluorinated grease and 3 wrenches, all you'll need to disassemble and maintain your small Inkosi in a kind of soft foam insides of that box. And then of course when you unravel the knife, you're going to get to the small Inkosi itself. And this is really quite a special knife. Let's just take a little bit of a closer look at it. The small Inkosi comes in at 3.75 inches closed, which is very EDC friendly. It'll fit in even very shallow pockets. And taking a look at this knife straight away, you can see a lot of the small but significant improvements that Chris Reeve has made in their technical specifications on this model. The large symmetrical phosphor bronze washers, you'll notice the adjustable stop in here, the readjusted clip that is no longer on the lock bar, the double thumb studs, and of course the heavy scalloping and the extra large pivot on the knife. Opening it up is its experience that shows the most interesting technical improvements made on the knife, namely the ceramic detent ball, which is now the interface between the lock bar and the blade tang, which means that the knife opens up with the equal or maybe even greater smoothness than a Sebenza, and yet it's meant to lock up in a way where there's going to be very consistent wear. You're not going to have some of the problems of the titanium wearing and getting lock rocking, etc., that can happen over a long period of time with standard frame locks. And it feels fantastic. It definitely feels fantastically smooth out of box, very high quality. The overall feel of the knife in the hand is interesting with these scallops. As you can see here, it comes in relatively tight. There's lots of room for break-in still with this knife, and yet, as you can see, the detent sucks the knife right in. Definitely seems to have very consistent high quality that you would come to expect from this knife, and the detent definitely is a true improvement over previous Chris Reeve folders that I've handled. Definitely better than the Sebenza. Opening the knife up, the initial impression of the Ergonomics is that they're very determinate. You have these very large scallops in the handle that basically put your fingers right where they are supposed to go. I'm not convinced that this is an improvement over the Sebenza design, but I'm going to wait to do a full review before I give my verdict on that. Specific technical improvements aside, there's no question that the design of this knife is meant to be a more robust version of the small Sebenza 21. And here they are side by side. I love the basket weave style carbon fiber on the new Inkosi, but I also really like this slightly more refined, perhaps, carbon fiber weave on the small 21. Both, of course, are finished to the exact excellent standards. These knives are really within, tenths of an inch in difference of size. They're very similar in length. The small Sebenza is 3.97 inches closed versus 3.75 on the Inkosi. You can see the nice, maybe more modest symmetry of the screws on the small Sebenza and the classic drop point on the Sebenza, which I think in comparison, and here I am struggling to try to get the Inkosi open with that left-handed thumb stud. The look on the Inkosi is perhaps a little bit more machismo, and I don't say that fondly. I think the Sebenza just has a slightly more refined and classic look, although both of these knives are finished to the exact same very high quality standards. The Sebenza's blade length is 2.94 inches versus 2.8 on the Inkosi, and it does seem to make a difference. So the Sebenza has both a longer blade length and handle length, although in blade thickness the Inkosi is 8% thicker. They're the exact same weight, so that's interesting. And I think that the overall feel, especially when you're talking about opening and operating the knife, is quite a change with the Inkosi. So it does seem like there would be room in a collection for both of these. My full review, however, is forthcoming, so please stay tuned. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and initial comparison of the Knife Art Inkosi and the Knife Art Small Sebenza 21. If you're new to the channel, I want to invite you to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching.